Coming at you live from DNHQ 110studio.la. If you want to work here, you can do it, or at least work your podcast here. But anyways, we're live, and this is the Blue Heaven Podcast. Crushed it. What is going on, Dodgers Nation? My name is Clint. You can find me as Real FRG on Twitter and Instagram. That gentleman right there, looking Sunday swagger fresh, thanks to friend of the show, Ryan Pepio. That is DMac_LA. Doug, you've been a busy man today. How the hell is you?
I'm doing great. I was at Justin Turner's golf event this morning. A lot of the players out there.
Let me get that for you.
I got my floral shirt out. Hey, we got a lot of budding superstars on this team, and I think it's ready to watch these young Dodgers kind of bloom into becoming these stars. So I'm rocking the floral polo here out on the golf range. Didn't get any golf balls, but we saw Pujols was out there. Our boy Corey Seager, Justin Turner were on the golf cart, kind of putting me in the fields, but it was a great event, and they do a great job and do a lot of work for the community.
Throwback Monday. Hey, an important thing. I'm just saying that every time you've been around Ryan Pepio before he golfs, he hits a hole-in-one. What are your thoughts on that?
I take all the credit, really. Right. I think that...
Congrats to Ryan Pepio. If you didn't see it over on Justin Turner's Instagram page, he hit a hole-in-one. That's pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
And we have DMac_.
He hangs out with me before his first start. He's going to pitch a no-hitter. I can almost guarantee that. But
these are facts. But guys, thanks for hanging out with us. Drop your area codes in the comments. We want to know where you're representing Dodgers Nation tonight. 1 week from today, we should start to see players. We should start to see pitchers and catchers reporting into Camelback Ranch. It's going to be a good time. A whole bunch of players have already said, I mean, this, like Mookie's event on Wednesday is the official, unofficial end of spring train or of the off season, and players are going to be ready to rock their socks off. I don't know. They're going to be ready to rock some spring training. Some of them, of course, going to World Baseball Classic and all that, but we'll talk more about that, a whole bunch of the stuff on today's show. We got to talk about FanFest. We were all there. Most of the office was there. Actually, everybody in the office was there. A big thing happened there. Fernando's number 34 retired. Great stuff. I want to dive into that. Miguel Rojas gets a contract extension, question mark, kind of head scratcher. We'll dive into that a little bit. Doc talked about center field. Got some people up in arms, his comments. I don't know, question mark on that. And of course, Alex Cora said some dumb shit, which he loves to do, I think. Anyways, before we get into the show, we got to remind you this is a podcast, so if you want to listen to a podcast and not watch us for some reason, we're on iTunes, Spotify, everywhere your podcasts are available for free. We are there, and please do subscribe. YouTube.com/Dodgers Nation TV. Hit the bell, leave a like, tell your grandma, tell your grandma's grandma if she's still around, tell her we love her too. Find us some good comments, my guy.
Yeah, we got some comments down. We got Riverside, a.k.a. Barnes' hometown. That's from Obey 2388. We got a lot of people talking about Fernando. Carnivorous Lunar Activity says, Fernando. We got Rebecca says, yes, number 34, some heart emojis. A lot of people talking about how it's a little long overdue. We're going to get into that, and I agree with you 100%. This should have happened years ago, so we got some thoughts on that, but it's still going to be special. It's going to happen in August, and he's going to get his roses, and that's going to be a great honor and a great moment for Fernando. We got Craig Osterberg says the 310. We got Obey the 951. So you guys lighting it up down below. We said Michael Carrillo says golf is bad for land use. Interesting. I mean, it does take up a lot of land, but I mean,
city zoning requires places have parks. Might as well make money out of them.
Exactly, right? I mean, why not?
Dave Luna said, Clint, will you be my dad?
Ooh.
Also, softball. He also asked for softball updates.
This Wednesday is our final game of the season. After that, we will be the number 3 seed in the postseason. So big stuff out of Netflix and chill. Big stuff. Your boy is back on the bench because I have too many dudes on my co-ed team. It's tough. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's tough having too many dudes on your co-ed team. But no, I will not be your father because I hate children.
Hey.
I mean, these are facts. I bring my facts to the fight.
Gotta bring your facts to the fight.
I appreciate you, Mr. Mr. Dave Lou. Rebecca says you were at the golf tournament, the golf event with it's a carrot, so I'm guessing that's Justin Turner and Corey Lucky. Yeah, so I do want to hear from you guys because producer Cody was out there, and Cody, don't forget, we want to see you. We want to see that beautiful face, guys. Let us know about the event. What happened over, we'll get into FanFest. I was there, so I can add there. But today was the JT Golf event, and hole-in-ones aside from Mr. Ryan Pepio. What'd you guys like about the event?
Yeah, I think as always, if it's a Justin Turner event, something related to the Dodgers, they were still there, and that to me was one of my biggest takeaways. Is you still had some Dodgers related people kind of helping on with the event, so it still doesn't feel real that he's going to be a Red Sox. Someone sent me a link this morning of a Red Sox ticket advertisement with JT in a Red Sox uniform, so it is starting to sink in. But they do a great job, and you can tell one of the biggest things that stood out for me is that guys like Corey Seager and Max Muncy and Chris Taylor, all these guys have an unbreakable bond for that group that they had so much success, and it really felt like they're the guys that didn't go a long time without hanging out, and then right when they see each other, they're right back to being boys again. Great to see Albert Pujols in the mix. He was out there.
Any good hugs?
No, he gave a big Pujols hug to Max Muncy. I think he cracked a rib, so hopefully he's not going to end up on the IL. But
I want to see ribs.
Yeah, I want to see. You know, I feel like Cody needs a Theo Albert hug.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, he'd just destroy you.
He was like beardless today. It was like kind of interesting. It looked like he lost some weight.
I saw the opposite.
Maybe
it's just bad photography on
it says,
at Dodgers Nation on Instagram. Check
10
it out. Good
10
stories. But
10 pounds on the camera.
Yeah,
when
I've seen that. I've golfed with that guy. Yeah, he's that guy who shows up and hey, can I join your guys' foursome? Or and then he's like really, really bad.
Yeah,
Albert's got a lot of golf ahead of him, though. That's for damn sure.
The boys were smacking. We were on the driving range. The boys were smacking the golf balls for sure. I mean, we saw Corey Seager. He was doing his thing, and Evan Phillips doing his thing. It looks like I feel like I don't know what you think, Doug.
He's very golfer.
He's very golfer. He was when I got there, he was walking in with his coffee. It looked like he was like ready to go play the Waste Management Open, which is coming up pretty soon in Phoenix.
Good drop. Check that out, bunkersparadise.com.
Yeah.
We got it all.
But I was going to say, I think to go along with what Doug said, I think it felt like it's cool to see that Justin's still obviously very well connected within the community and what he's doing. But I also think it felt like there was we're losing a generation of like these Dodger players. And it's like I think the best comparison that I can make as a recent is like Tom Brady leaving, and then Ben leaving, and then Phillip Rivers leaving. It's like it's sort of like that generation of Dodger fans. Like
one of the things that I feel is really cool about this is the fact that all these boys are still getting together. They're still going to have a good time. The 17 Dodgers, even though they didn't win a World Series, even though we'll talk more about Alex Cora's dumbass comments later, and then another local reporter's defense of those comments. These are dudes that are going to be like forever tied to one another, forever tied to this organization, just because of that 17 World Series championship team. I mean, for years we've seen Mickey Hatcher show up to a bunch of events. Tim Leary, Hershiser still works with the team. So many of the 88 Dodgers that not hung around, but wanted to be around for these events. Kirk Gibson coming back, whether it be as broadcaster or player, or for the seat retirement or legends of Dodger baseball, that kind of stuff. I think we're going to see that down the line. Give it 15, 20 years. These are going to be the dudes that really stick around with this organization. You could kind of tell. Like, to me, Andre Ethier was trying it for a little bit, and I think he realized this isn't for me right now. I want to go be dad and enjoy my life living on the golf course. But really cool stuff. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Glad you guys didn't freeze, and you know what? You looked sharp out there, my dude.
No, it was a great time.
Sunday Swagger.
Yeah, Sunday Swagger sponsored the show. But yeah, no, definitely it's a cliche at this point, but it definitely applies. There's definitely a once a Dodger, always a Dodger vibe. Even Joe Kelly flew in just for the tournament. It's flying out today. So yeah, it's definitely a great day out there.
Where?
Who knows where he was?
He lives in the IE.
He's an international man of history. I never know what's gonna happen with Joe Kelly. But yeah, we also did see some shanks. I mean, the thing about golf is you have to play your foul balls, unlike baseball, right? You gotta play your foul balls.
Subscribe for that.
Subscribe for that.
Subscribe for Doug bullshit puns.
So, but the thing is, one thing that stood out too is they're all fun, they're all chummy. It's a great event, and then right when they get on that golf cart, you see these guys have the eye of the tiger. They're very competitive. They want to go out there and win. So, yeah, I think that just the general vibe was just a little. I don't want to use the word weird, but I'm going to use the word weird because Justin Turner, it does feel a little surreal that he won't be on the Dodgers because he's just such a guy for this, so synonymous with this franchise.
What was it like, the feeling where you break up with your girlfriend, but you guys still have like another month on the apartment lease, and you still I can see that with JT.
Yeah, I think it kind of almost felt
We've all
like
been there.
No, yeah, I mean, LA Rent has kept so many couples together for so much longer. I mean, G and I are a great example of that. Let's get a little
He
G.
named names.
No, but
Doghouse.
Then I mean, Blink-182's back
Yeah.
together in
No,
full.
to
Their
me, it
next
almost
song is
felt
"Stay
like-
Together for the Rent."
yeah, no, I was about to say something along those lines where there was a divorce, but then they have like a healthy co-parenting relationship and they're staying together for the kids.
I mean, I hear the Dodgers are borrowing. I mean, the Red Sox are borrowing Justin Turner. All right, way too much golf. We know it's boring. Let's get back into the comments. But cool stuff. Good to see JT and Seager, coming back. Max Muncy out there representing CT3 doing more charity stuff. And we know JT and Courtney Turner, or Justin and Courtney Turner, put a lot of effort into their events. They are just, I mean, Roberto Clemente Award winning events they put on. So congrats to them on another great event. Congrats once again to Ryan Pepio on a hole-in-one at the event. None, I'm assuming I'm saying that wrong. None 220 Kuwait's in the stream. It's about time. Number 34 is being retired. Rebecca asking about FanFest. We'll get into that in a second. I do want to talk about that, but let's get a few more comments here. 702 Abel checking in. Las Vegas 909 Isaac and Big Bear. I know we're behind on the comments here, so trying to catch up. Justin Kim, so hyped for the season. 1 week. Do you feel like next week is spring training, or do you want to see games happening?
No, I'm all about the process of spring training. I need to see those blue alternates for like a good solid month. And I think there's a lot of position battles that are going to be very interesting. So, yeah, I mean, after what we saw in 2020, after that 60-game season, I want a full experience, a full spring training, and then you get the season going. But really, when you get to Super Bowl week, that is when the season really starts to feel like it's on the horizon. I absolutely get in that baseball itch. We got an Eagles fan right here. Of course, I'm a big Chiefs guy. As of right now, just have an NFL orphan. I'm Rob Lowe with the NFL
Rob
hat.
Lowe right here.
Don't have a team, but yeah, it definitely feels like this is going to be a more intriguing spring training than we've seen in the past. Of course, you have the World Baseball Classic, so it's a little weird. Guys are going to check in. They'll be like, all right, I'll see you in a couple weeks. So it's not going to feel the same. But like I said, I'm very interested to see what happens in center field. I'm very interested to see how the infield shakes out, how Miguel Vargas and Gavin Lux handle their increased role. So lots to look forward to.
Alexander Z in the stream. D-Mac and Clint both look handsome as heck. Keep it up, Kings.
Hey, dab on
frame that comment somewhere. I'm going to put that as Noah's license plate frame. Sarah Morris checking in from the 307. I missed the 2017 Dodgers. Only time I cried about baseball is when the Astros stole that World Series championship. I mean, well, I guess we'll dig more into that a little bit later in the show. But yeah, that was a tough team, man. That was a really tough team, a really good team and tough team to see them lose. Christian checking in 918. All right, let's talk a little bit about FanFest. Some big revelations happen at FanFest. The drone shows. There's colored lights. That's huge. How do you actually, I mean, the lighting, because they were replacing all the lighting structures at Dodger Stadium with LED, like kind of RGB lights. So that's cool in one way, but also, I don't like the gimmick. We see a lot of ballparks where they hit a home run, the lights, dim and change and do all that. That feels gimmicky to me. What are give me thoughts on that real quick? Go ahead.
I'm actually here for it. I'm here for it. I mean, you see football stadiums, they score touchdowns, the lights go on and off. And I think that the Dodgers had to continue to move to really push boundaries and see what they can do as far as an entertainment. We are in Hollywood. It's about entertainment. You're competing for eyeballs, and you want to have
They
people
don't need help. They get $50K a night.
They do. We have to continue to just try new things and see how it goes. It could be fun. I think it could have like a more of a celebratory kind of concert-like feel. I don't know if I got a rave. You're at EDC at Dodger Stadium or something like that. But it's going to be very interesting. I think as long as the team is lights out, that's really the most important thing for me. But I do think that it is very interesting to try new things and just see what's out there. Because I don't know if you see the NFL or see college football games, that gets the crowd going. That gets the crowd hype when you see the lights going on and off and the crowd getting hyped for that.
I mean, I trust. I see both sides. I just, so much has changed at Dodger Stadium over the years, and they've absolutely knocked it out of the park. Anybody? With most of their changes. Thank you. This one, I don't know. It just felt too gimmicky to me. I'm sure it's going to be great. I'm sure I'm going to love it. Anytime I'm at Dodger Stadium, I enjoy it because I'm at Dodger Stadium. But it's like, just because everybody else is doing it doesn't mean you need to do it. Let the product speak for you, but also the idea of letting the product speak for them. It's kind of kind of why we've been in this mess of having the same team over and over. They keep going, same shit, different month, and it just doesn't work. So whatever. Maybe we need to get rid of JT and the lights, and boom, World Series.
And it's on, right? Yeah.
Ryan Pepio hole-in-ones and the whole thing. This is the Ryan Pepio hole-in-one show. I'm proud of that kid.
Congratulations, Ryan.
He's real nice. He's a real nice boy. But yeah, the other big thing, there was a bunch of time spent with this guy was basically co-hosting Sportsnet LA on Saturday. So congrats to you on the new gig. We appreciate you stopping by,
Means
Doug.
a lot,
Big time over here.
This is a side hustle for me now.
But yeah, I mean, we hear from JT.
I'm gonna stop Ubering.
I mean, not JT. We hear from Freddie Freeman. Well, I mean, about JT, but also about some of the rule changes coming with the shift restrictions, and he kind of brings up a different look at it with everybody's really just been looking or thinking about on offense. Yeah, it's going to open a hole for left-handed hitters to get more base hits or whatever. But he brings up the fact like, hey, it's going to change what we've been doing on defense for the last 5 years or more.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be an adjustment. And like a lot of these players have been saying, you can have an opinion on it now, but until you're on the dime, until you're experiencing it in real time, you really don't know what you're going to think. And I think that it's going to be healthy for the game. I think you want a faster game. I think the product has been way too long. I mean, 4-hour games is too much, and also just not enough action. I think that to me is what I'm most excited about, is seeing the ball in play. And a guy like Freddie Freeman, who we talked to about this, he talked about not having that second baseman close to him, kind of going back to a different era of baseball where it's a little more traditional. But like I said, you can still get close to the bag. You still can hug the bag. But the thing I'm most excited about is if you hit a rocket shot, it is going to reward hard hit balls. We saw Corey Seager today. Yeah. No one was impacted more by the shift on his hard hit balls than Corey Seager. Probably should have signed him. And I think it's going to be very interesting to see what his batting average is going to be on balls in play on high velocity of hits. So it's going to be interesting.
He's definitely has that potential to get back up into the 290, maybe 320 hitter, but he's not doing it for LA. So FTP, as they say in the biz,
Yeah, no, for sure.
There was, I forget where. I don't even remember. I think actually it was your interview with James Outman coming out this week, where he was talking about like some of the hits that were going up the middle, even back down to the minor leagues. He's like, oh, that's a for sure out. That's going to change. Like, that is old school baseball. You hit a baseball back up the middle. For decades, that was a base hit. It is going to be kind of cool to see that again. I don't really know, though, if it is going to be that big of a difference, because they're already going to be so dang, you just can't cross over. So, yeah you're not going to have somebody playing in short right field. But, you're still going to have a dude right by the bag.
Yeah, you will. And if you look at some of the sampling, some of the tests they've done, really the results are pretty negligible. But the reality is you saw more shifts at the big league level than you saw in AA or in the minor league level. So I think, like you said, it's going to balance out. It really is at the end of the day. But even if it does balance out, it's going to make for a more exciting product on the field. And you see a guy like James Outman, he's going to get that hit through the 4-hole, right? He gets some hard contact. He's going to be rewarded. And I also think it's going to change guys' approaches at the plate, too. It's going to take some years to really readjusting, where we saw guys just trying to lift and launch angle revolution, that kind of thing. I think you're going to see it go back to more traditional hitting, where teams out there are going to reward players from a contract standpoint for guys hitting for average and not just guys hitting for the slug. So it's going to be definitely, I think it's going to absolutely have a positive impact on the game. And I think, too, another thing to consider is the Dodgers. What do they have better than other teams? When it comes to resources, it's the advanced analytics. It's the position cards. And the Dodgers, the Astros, the Tampa Bay Rays, they benefited from the shift more than any team in Major League Baseball. If it's more of a level playing field, we'll see how they fare against some of those mid-level teams, if there is any difference at all. So I'm definitely looking for that too. So also too, Gavin Lux, Miguel Vargas, two very young athletic guys. You're going to need more range. Yes. Those guys have that. So that definitely, it's really a great year to kind of usher in some young athletic players.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. Like you were saying, it's going to be good to see what goes on at spring training, because we're going to learn a lot about this team. The run prevention is absolutely not going to be the same as it was last year and the last couple of years. But the
carnivorous lunar activity doesn't like it. It says horrible rule, in my opinion. It was getting crazy. Might as well have it like it's soccer and a free kick and line up right in front of home plate. When Manny Machado was in like mid left or mid right field, then it was a bit, when he's making plays, the third baseman is making plays in like the right field corner. You jump the shark a little bit there. There's a good
Fonzie reference for
Yeah.
you guys. But the hugest news, we'll say, as they say in modern English, not the band, Fernando Valenzuela's number 34 is being retired. I mean, that was met with applause, happiness, joy, as it should be. The Dodgers change, and I'm not going to call it a stupid rule, but they change a rule. They bend a rule to retire a number that's already been unofficially retired. And we know Fernando was never going to get into the Hall of Fame. He's not going to get into the Hall of Fame. If he was gonna, they would have found a way to get him in on. I mean, maybe now this sparks, this reinvigorates the conversation to get Fernando into the Hall of Fame. But reactions to 34 being officially retired, there's going to be the ceremony. What are the dates again? Noah, you got the dates, right? Mid-August, 11 to 13th is going to be Fernando weekend. Thank you. Follow at Noah Cameras. Get him to 1,000 followers on Twitter, guys. It's at Noah Cameras. They call him problematic cameras.
Cancel camera.
Cancel cameras. But I mean, I'm for it. I think rules are made to be broken in this regard. Give me your takes.
Oh, if you have a number 34 Fernando Valenzuela jersey, throw it to the sky, because this was long overdue. Jaime Jarrín, he spoke about how he really made it a religion for Latinos in Southern California to follow this game. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I grew up in the 80s and I experienced Fernando Mania firsthand, but he changed the Dodgers forever. There's not a lot of guys that had an impact on the field and off the field like Fernando Valenzuela. And I did a video about a year or 2 years ago where I really put my fist down saying we need to retire Fernando Valenzuela. Everyone said that. I mean, it's not like it was an original take or anything, but what I always used to say is I use the chapter test. Can you write the history of the Dodgers without a full chapter on Fernando Valenzuela? The answer is no. You can write an entire book on the impact he's had for the Dodgers. And I think, too, when you consider the exception they made for Jim Gilliam back in 1978 when he passed away, they retired his number. Look, you have no excuse not to retire that number. So he impacted the game globally. I think it was a no-brainer, but I do, as happy as I am that they finally did it, it kind of makes me a little emotional saying it was a little bit overdue. It would have been nice. Jaime Jarrín, I believe, I saw somewhere where he said he had wished that Vin Scully was able to be there. But how about Mike Burrito, who passed away? It would have been nice for him to see. How about Bobby Castillo, who taught him the screwball? He passed away back in 2014. So I think it's long overdue. And as I asked Stan Casson, I said, does this open the door for some other Dodgers? Because I think you could make the case for Oral Hershiser, for Steve Garvey, for Don Newcomb, some other names that you could possibly retire. But yeah, no one will ever wear number 34 for the Dodgers, and it's a beautiful thing. So yeah, I think, like, I kind of want to get back to your point about the Hall of Fame case. I mean, if you look at his WAR numbers, if you look at his entire body of work, yes, he does fall short as far as how you evaluate Hall of Famers, but still, when you consider how he stepped onto the scene, I mean, he was fantastic. I mean, 84 complete games and 24 shutouts. The workload for Fernando Valenzuela is ultimately why he won't be in the Hall of Fame, because pitchers were used differently. He threw that screwball, which took its toll on his arm. But I definitely think that he deserves some Hall of Fame conversation because, like I said, he impacted the game globally, and you can't not mention the relationship that the Dodgers had with the community of Los Angeles, because it was a very fractured relationship with the Dodgers and the Latino community because of the displacement of Chavez Ravine. He brought an entire demographic into Dodger Stadium. The Dodgers love to say we lead the league in attendance, 50,000 plus. And hey, 40% of those fans are Hispanic fans. So yeah, I mean, I think they absolutely, it was a no-brainer, but like I said, should have been done a decade ago, maybe, longer than that.
Yeah, no, I mean, great points, good stuff. Bringing up, what Jaime said about that, because then it would have been incredible to get people that Vin painted this picture to the greater world of what this man, what Fernando was doing to not just the Los Angeles team in the county and all that, but he was must see TV for, well, I guess must attend. He was a guy. He was Shohei in that day. Like you wanted to go buy that ticket to see the Dodgers in case Fernando was coming to town. We saw, I think it was in Houston where that lady ran on the field and kissed him on the mound or something like that.
Absolutely.
Like it was Fernando mania was legitly a mania.
No, it's funny you say that though, because I saw Clint. Someone goes, "Oh, he was basically Linsanity before Linsanity." I'm like,
Bruh.
Fernando Mania was insane. I mean, first 8 starts, he went 9 innings in each of those 8 starts. 8-0, allowed just 4 runs. First 89 and 2/3 innings, allowed 51 hits, 84 punchouts, 22 walks at a .4 ERA. He helped lead them to that 1981 World Series. So, like I said, if I had a time machine, Clint, one of the things I would want to do is go back and experience Fernando Mania firsthand, but do not put Fernando Valenzuela and Linsanity in the same conversation, because El Toro was one of the game-changing moments, and I do hope that maybe he gets a chance to be considered for the Buck O'Neil Award, which is given out to an individual whose extraordinary efforts enhance baseball's positive impact on society. If you look at that definition, I think he absolutely did that. And then maybe the Veterans Committee that we saw brought in Gil Hodges last season. So,
yeah, it can take time. Hopefully Fernando's still alive and kicking by the time, if there's going to be a Hall of Fame, if there's a Hall of Fame case, this is the time it's going to happen. This is absolutely, like I said, this is going to be the window cracking to that conversation for sure. One last quick thing. We could dive into a lot more on this later, but does this open the door to retiring 55, to retiring, like Dave Luna brought up, number 36 with Don Newcomb? Do you pre-retire 22 for Kershaw?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're talking about chapters, you can't talk about a chapter of Dodger history without 23 and Gibson in that home run. It's not as long of a chapter, but do you think there's going to be more consideration beyond this, or are they going to take it a baby step at a time?
Well, what Stan Kasten told us is that he's looking at how they're letting guys into the Hall of Fame and that the standards for that are changing a little bit. But I think you talk about Oral Hershiser. He's a guy that basically put this Dodgers team on his back in 1988. There is no 1988 World Series without the Bulldog. El Toro's in. I think the Bulldog has to be next. Steve Garvey, Ron Say, Newcomb is also another guy. But favorite thing about Fernando Valenzuela is still the only guy to win that Rookie of the Year and Cy Young in the same season. Also won a Silver Slugger Award. So I want to see him in the Hall of Fame. But what do you think, though, Clint? Do you think they should retire Bulldog's number? Who'd be the next man up for you, Mr. Pasillas?
22.
Wow.
He's going to get there. I don't think anybody else is a true Hall of Famer, because and I don't want to dive in too much on this. Newcomb, very, very short shelf life. He had a lot of off the field issues that kind of dampened his career. Maury Wills is another guy who could be in that conversation, and I think that's what they established the legends of Dodger baseball. That's what that's for. You honor these legends. You don't need to retire the number. You can keep. Don't just completely blow up a rule that's been installed for decades for everybody. Fernando was by far the most deserving guy, and I don't think we're going to see another player get in under this type of circumstance. But if you think we're wrong, jump into the comments below. We want to read your thoughts on it. Maybe if it feels like the right thing, we'll talk more about this in another episode. We do want to move on. We got a lot of more good stuff to dive into.
Don't want to become the Yankees, right? Retire every single number.
Every single number. Number 2.
We have dollar signs at some point and just hashtags.
It's gonna be all
asterisks. Talk about that.
Yeah. So there was more news out of FanFest, of course. Just before FanFest, I know this guy did a video on our YouTube channel, so check it out, youtube.com/DodgerNationTV, talking about Mr. Anthony Gonsolin getting that 2-year contract extension, kind of mirroring the Walker Buehler contract, which was something I said, and I think we both mentioned very early on in the offseason when it looked like they weren't going to, or when they didn't come to a deal on arbitration day. Like, that's the one that made the most sense. Give him a 2-year deal. He buys himself a little bit more money option or opportunity, but if he gets hurt, then there's some protection for both sides. If he excels, he does well. So I like the deal. It's a really good deal. I mean, he could get upwards of, I don't know, 8-9 million, maybe more. We don't know what the incentives are for Cy Young and all that, but it's a good deal. It's the right deal. It's good to see them taking care of a dude that deserves it. The other extension, Miguel Rojas, happened at FanFest just after his availability. With media and all that, what is it? It essentially turns out to a $6 million extension or something like that because of the opt-out, or not opt-out, but option. But what's your take? I think you dropped something this morning as well on the Miggy Rowe extension, but give us the thoughts. I haven't watched your video yet. I'm sorry.
I like it. I mean, like you said, it's basic guarantees of another $6 million, and You got the $5 million salary for 2024. If it doesn't work out, you got the club options with a $1 million buyout. So I think they like Miguel Rojas. Clearly, they think he's a guy that not only can have an impact on the field and help them plug in some holes as a utility infielder that plays that position at an elite level. Really, when you talk about shortstop, third base, he can play second base, and he's completely embraced this role that the Dodgers have for him, but also the invaluable contribution of being a mentor to Miguel Vargas, a guy who's already worked with this offseason down in Miami. Gavin Luck's the guy that's still trying to get better at that position. We know he can show him some pointers. I thought it was very interesting what Miguel Rojas said, where they asked him, how did Vargas look at second? He's like, we were working at shortstop, because if you can play shortstop, you can play anywhere. So yeah, I like the deal. I mean, to me, I think he's going to be almost a Crash Davis to the Nuke and Bull Durham, and really kind of take these guys under their wings and kind of show them the way. But also, look, like I said, with the way the game is going to be more of a premium on defenders. And he's a guy that, even at age 34, is a top 5 defender at his position. Financially, talk about the money added. I mean, you basically add a $500,000 to their CBT number, which is nothing. And I'm very interested to see how he's going to play with a healthy wrist, because he had 2 surgeries in less than 4 months. If you look at his numbers post the injury, had a 61 WRC plus. He's never going to be a guy that hits the ball hard and is a big time plus bat, but he can absolutely add some value. And I think it was a good signing by the Dodgers.
Yeah, I mean, it's good protection for both sides. You know, it gives him a little bit of security, but also it helps just back up the team in a position they needed help, because ever since Kike Hernandez left the team, they have not found that backup they really want. Hanser was not the answer. We learned that pretty quickly. A great reliever, question mark. I mean, the ERA was a little rough, but they needed the CT3 complement, and this is going to be it. This is going to be the guy for the next couple of years, and who knows, he's not going to have the impact that JT had when he came to LA, but he's somebody that's going to be very important to this team in a number of ways. So I mean, I like the deal. It's a good deal. Like you said, it doesn't add an abundance of like price worry, cost worry, payroll worry for the team. So it's a good deal. So congrats to Miggy Rowe, looking good, looking fresh.
Birthday's coming up, a little birthday present.
Turning 34 in a couple of weeks. Got to hang out with Freddie Freeman, got to hang out with Charlie Freeman, had a good time there. Hair looking fresh. That was some of the media's
got great
first
show earrings.
questions.
Got great show earrings. He has a cross here, got a diamond here. Asked him about his kicks. He said he's working right now to bring those fire kicks.
Saw that.
He's competing with Mookie Betts.
You seen his shoe room?
It's ridiculous.
It is nuts, man.
Yeah.
That dude,
he pays for his though. Mookie, Jordan Brand sends him in boxes. He ain't got Mookie doesn't spend a dime on his. Miggy, like the rest of us, on StockX and
Go in StockX. We should ask that. What's your favorite app? Go or StockX?
He's paying aftermarket prices.
He's paying $1,200.
A great cleat though. No, he's a great energy. I think Clint. I mean, kind of go back to some of your takeaways. Is he does feel like he's featured. This team is really trying to feature him, and they are going to have a big role for him. But he's not. I think what I like too is that a lot of people are saying, "Oh, we lost Trey and Miguel Rojas is the new shortstop." That is not the role he's going to have.
No.
Gavin Lux is going to have the runway at shortstop. It's not like you went to the restaurant and the guy's like, "Oh, can we have a Coca-Cola?" And you're like, "Oh, we only have Pepsis. That's fine." He's not the, "Oh, that's fine" shortstop, right? He's not going to be that guy. He is going to be a guy that's supposed to help out in a lot of different ways, and I think he's absolutely capable of doing just that.
And if we listen to me over the last couple of off seasons, to be honest, what have I said a whole bunch about this team? Too many boring white dudes. Give me some Latin swagger. All right, Miggy Rowe is not Carlos Correa. His ankles are all in one piece, I hope, so that's good. Maybe not the wrist exactly, but you know what? For being a dude that, if he wasn't a Marlin, would not be a starter just about anywhere else, the dude comes with a lot of swagger. He comes with a lot of pull around the league. He is a dude, like, he's a guy who's a dude in this league, and I think that's replacing the Justin Turner veteran leadership in the clubhouse. Rojas, who's a dude who's already been in this clubhouse before, but he's coming in with a whole new level of confidence and all that. That's another part. I think we've talked about it too this offseason. That's another part that I really like about the move is it's a clubhouse move in for a team that needed a voice. And if it's going to be a different voice, I like the idea. Yeah, sure, he's been a Marlin. That's not a very winning ball club, but he's been through some crap there. You know, he's also gone through double Don Mattingly in his career, first in LA and then in Miami. That's a great addition, and you know, to back him up, to show him, hey, we appreciate what you're gonna do with that money. That's pretty cool. But I like that.
No, I think those are all fantastic points. And he told me, he's like, look, when I was in Miami, I was expected to come in there and teach some guys and try to be a mentor. He said he's excited to be playing baseball again. And yes, he's going to lead by example, but he's not here to just be a babysitter for some of these young players. He's out here to play. And I think in Miami, there was a little too much of that, and it just didn't make a lot of sense when you consider his age and how much of a veteran he was. So yeah, definitely I'm excited about Miguel Rojas. I'm not saying that, oh, we saw Miggy Rojas, World Series, here we come. But I think that some of the intangibles that he brings, if you can get close to being a league average bat, he can help this team in a lot of different ways. So I'm excited about Miggy.
Big time. We got something there.
Super chat.
Woo! Let's go.
We got Christian Gomez for 1999. He said, "Let's get a Dodgers Nation meetup going and celebrate because your boy just bonused at work."
Let's go.
Yo.
Congratulations, Christian. That's awesome, man.
Meet us at Chili's.
Meet us at Chili's. Hey, should we like try to do a spring training meetup or something?
Absolutely, we should.
For sure.
Top golf?
Absolutely.
Rich kids only.
Ooh.
No, Top Golf. We're gonna be pretty close to Top Golf.
That's pretty interesting.
All right, we're
Pepio
gonna
will come.
Pepio
Pepio will come.
100%.
Doug will be
there.
security.
He's probably already be transitioned to being a golfer full time.
Gonsolin's a rich kid now, though,
Yeah.
so he won't respond to my texts anymore. But I'll try to
Gonsolin?
get Tony out with us. All right, yeah,
Spend all that
we'll
money on
set something
catnip,
up.
probably.
Yeah, just no COVID people out there, please. That's all we want. But yeah, we'll do something. We appreciate you, Christian. Congrats on the bonus at work. That is awesome. We didn't get a bonus at work right now, but now I guess we did. We got $19.99 or whatever YouTube gives
It's
us.
not
out of
work
that.
if you love what you do.
Thank you. Thanks, Coach.
Dot, dot, dot.
Moving on, we got to talk about some of Dave Roberts' commentary at FanFest. One of the ones that really stood out, I believe. I mean, he said a lot of the things we already heard, like, hey, Gavin Lux is going to be our starting shortstop. Miguel Vargas is going to get a lot of runway at second base. It's kind of going to be his position to lose. Max Muncy talked at FanFest and, talked about him being comfortable at third base, which showed in the numbers last year. And, he added, before I was playing it, once every week and a half. It's hard to be comfortable at that spot because third base is not fun when you're not playing a lot. So he looks good there, gives that Miguel Vargas the opportunity to just, let it eat at second base. But the big thing that got, I guess, some fans a little shooketh was Dave Roberts' comments about center field. He does not know. He's like, your guess is as good as mine. Who is the starting center fielder? He lists off a group of names, headlined by Chris Taylor. So you got CT3, you got Trace Thompson, who's for some reason playing for Great Britain in the WBC. Makes no sense to me. It's a bad idea if you want to get more visibility. James Outman, who we figure is going to be a main option. What do you got?
Sorry, you said Great Britain, so I just wanted to shout out my nubbins.
Your nubbins?
My nubbins.
Hi, Alex.
Alex.
And Lid, we love you. Who else? For some reason, he mentions Bradley Zimmer as an option. I said James Outman. So earlier in the office, the kiddos here, they didn't. Some of my Simpsons people, you guys will appreciate that. So you remember that episode, Homer at the bat, where it's the softball episode. Mr. Burns has his team of ringers, and he's talking about, I don't care if your name is Steve Sachs, Daryl Strawberry, or Smithers, who's one of the bad players? Homer Simpson, sir. Or Homer Simpson. He's real smug about it. That's what Dave mentioning Bradley Zimmer was about. Bradley Zimmer is Homer Simpson in this. And he doesn't have Wonder Bat. He's not going to get hit by a pitch to win the damn power plant championship and all that. So anyways, I just wanted to throw that out there. Shout out Simpsons. Your fine show.
It's a great reference, man.
Great
Classic.
reference. That's for Eric Ulo.
Classic.
Rest in pease, Eric.
One of the highest rated episodes ever.
Shout out
It
Yolo.
is.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I
is
agree
this
with you
ever
though.
sweet?
Hearing his name come up, hearing Bradley Zimmer's name come up, I didn't expect that. It almost feels like let's get Bradley Zimmer so we can say that Jason Hayward won the backup center fielder job, to try to make him feel a little better. So I think
Jason Hayward, yeah, that's right, another one.
yeah, and so I think with Zimmer, look, he's a lefty bat. He has really elite speed. He's a quality glove, and we know he can provide that. The only problem is he just can't hit big league pitching. And last season he struggled. He hit 124 with the Blue Jays and the Phillies. Remember, I'm old enough to remember when the Dodgers were in rumors to sign Kevin Kiermaier. So I mean, they went out and they got Zimmer instead of him. So look, I think Zimmer is a guy where if he's the starting center fielder, the Dodgers either have had a lot of injuries, Trayce Thompson turned into a pumpkin, and James Outman didn't quite work out. But the name that I'm focused on right now is James Outman. I think Trayce Thompson is going to get the opportunity early on. I think he's earned that opportunity early on based on the success he had last season, based on the fact that he played in all 4 of the Dodgers games against the Padres in the NLDS. But what did Dave tell me at CPK? He said, we've got James Outman. He can go and dominate center field. He didn't just say he can go and play. He can go and dominate center field. And he plays that position with a fearlessness, the way he can time his dives. And it's just so uncanny. And James Outman, what did he tell us? I mean, he's learning to play his position at the big league level. And he talked about just playing in different stadiums, how he's just ready for it. I think that the time is now for James Outman. Look, the reality is some of these guys, the Michael Bushes, the James Outmans, they're closer to 30 than they are to 20. Yeah. So it's time to see what these guys have. And Audi is my guy in center field this year.
This guy is in with Audi for sure.
That's right. Doug just dropped yes, he had dinner with Dave Roberts at CPK, if you guys were wondering.
How was that pineapple Dave's pineapple pizza?
Oh, it was fantastic, man. Look, pineapple on pizza, not my thing because, I don't know about that.
It's Dave Roberts. It's Eric Karros' thing. Just saying.
I'm a pepperoni cheese guy. I'm a simple guy. I'm a Cholula on pizza guy.
My guy.
You know what I'm saying?
My guy.
So,
damn, your hands are cold.
Yeah.
You okay? You alive?
What? No, I mean, cold and clammy. That's the only way to describe my hands.
That's the way the ladies like it. I tell you what. But it's gonna be James Outman's job. Really, like it's vocally, it's Trayce Thompson's job to lose. Really, it's James Outman's job to lose, and CT3 is there to pick up the scraps wherever he's needed in left and right, or left and center. That's what I kind of feel, and I really feel like they want. Even if he has a bad spring training, Jason Hayward is gonna be that backup dude just because they want him. They want another lefty bat, available off the bench. That's just kind of my take. Good point though, bringing up, they are a little longer in the tooth for prospects, Outman and Bush. I don't think we ever see Michael Bush, for more than a cup of coffee as a big leaguer in Dodger blue. But I could very much be wrong on that one.
No, when we were at FanFest, there was the hedge right there, and I was putting the mic to it, asking questions, and Noah's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm interviewing Michael Bush." And they were like, "Get out!"
Is this true? Is this a true story? Wow. Wow.
Sorry, but
that's some good stuff.
I do agree with you. I mean,
that's your friend.
It does feel like almost he's the guy that he just doesn't have a role on this team. But yeah, I'm big on James Outman. I think James Outman is a guy that has a chance to be big for this team, and also at a big time fraction of the cost of what Cody Bellinger would have cost. So that's the big thing too, the opportunity cost, and just giving him opportunity.
Yeah, you guys are really going to enjoy Doug's interview with James Outman.
The Rock story.
The Rock. He drops a few really good stories in there. We learned a lot about James Outman. By the way, he puts together a really, if you guys enjoy the aesthetics of James Outman's shot, give a shout out to James Outman's wife, because he used like her work laptop to do the interview or something like that. But really good interview dropping Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday. Sounds like a plan.
Probably not Wednesday. It's probably Tuesday or like Thursday. Just out of spite because I said Wednesday.
Well, Wednesday it is.
Speaking of spite,
get what you want.
Speaking of spite, Alex Cora, guys. Alex Cora. So Alex Cora, or a book has come out from Evan Drellich of The Athletic scribe, if you will, focused around I'll admit, I didn't have time to read a whole bunch on all of this, and I don't believe in reading books. That's for highfalutin folk. But I think it's about, the whole sign stealing thing, the Astros being dirty, stinky cheaters and all that. And apparently, Alex Cora went around getting drunk and bragging about stealing signs and cheating out the Dodgers out of that. At least a fair. We can't say that if they weren't stealing signs, the Dodgers were going to win the World Series. I don't think any smart person would directly say, well, if X, then Y would have happened, because we don't know. But if it was fair, if it was even all the way through, it's a different looking series. But apparently he's getting drunk off his ass and bragging about stealing that World Series. I haven't heard from you on this yet.
I mean, I forgot what I was gonna say. Alex Cora stole my thoughts. But no,
bruh.
Look, what he said was
Rap on Doug.
That was good, Doug.
What he said, we stole that effing World Series. Now, Clint, I think I speak for all Dodger fans when I say screw Alex Cora. Okay, the C in Cora stands for cheater. He's a con man.
Cheater.
Cora. He did that perfectly. And I think, to me, look, how do you go in that clubhouse and you look Kenley Jansen in the eye, Kike Hernandez in the eye, Alex Verdugo would probably give him some dap for, but Justin Turner. But I think that, look, I don't want to see Alex. I mean, I'm very passionate about this. There's also another book by Andy Martino called Cheated, where he dives into the Astros cheating scandal. If you read that book, I think Jose Altuve is the guy who benefited, but you'll feel a little less animosity and tension towards Jose Altuve, and you really shift it all towards two people, and it's Alex Cora and it's Carlos Beltran. Now, Carlos Beltran basically threw his Hall of Fame case down the trash in the trash throws, the same trash they were banging in the World Series. But Alex Cora is a guy who got another opportunity to manage a big league club. I don't think he should just be banned from Major League Baseball. Ban him from baseball. I don't want to see him managing the Savannah Bananas or even your softball team, Clint. I think there's no business for that. I think at this point, the fact that you're out there, to me, that's what's creepy and demented and deranged about all this, is the fact that you're bragging not about winning the World Series, about cheating to win the World Series. I mean, that to me is where it just, look, baseball, like I always say, and I hate to say this, but I said this in the past, where baseball is a sport where cheaters prosper. The Astros got to keep the World Series. Barry Bonds kept the home run record. So, look,
hey,
I mean,
Tom Brady won a Super Bowl with his deflated balls. In sports, you cheat. Is that going on my wall of fame of other sports?
That's Cody's goat. Cody is not. Cody's not going to be.
Come on, man.
What?
Yeah.
You got a problem with me talking bad about speaking ill of Tom Terrific?
Oh, I like that nickname.
I came up with it.
I like it. The
Exclusively.
The Tominator.
No,
Okay.
Tominators never happened.
Yeah.
Tominators for Tom Brady.
But I mean, Clint, what are your thoughts on it?
Cheaters prosper because Rob Manfred, and thank you, Anthony Keene, for bringing up Manfred in the chat. Rob Manfred failed and the commissioner's office failed at punishing this team. Actually, they don't give the Dodgers the stupid piece of metal. You vacate the title. That's what you do. It was an ill-gotten title. The Dodgers deserve it as much as the Astros did, because nobody won that World Series evenly and fairly and outright. So I think Alex Cora is an idiot. I think his Dodger card officially revoked. I mean, this is a dude who came up as a Dodger, part of that beloved early 2000s infield of AC and Cesar Izturis. Great infield, very fun to watch. He took off and kind of had himself some career as a minor league backup type dude. Not a minor league, but a backup type dude at the major league level. And then, becomes a bench coach, and apparently is just like, I don't know, man. Doing bad for his home country there, looking bad all around. He's pretended to have some sort of, what am I looking for? I don't know if it's repentant. He said he's felt bad about it or whatever, but you hear about crap like this, get people drunk. That's when the real them comes out. I guess I saw Doug drunk on 2 sips of Michelob Ultra on Saturday.
Whoa.
Tore up. But
no,
I hate still talking about this, but then things pop up like that. I'm over. I don't care about the 2017 World Series overall anymore. I don't care about that. I don't care about the Astros and the cheating and all that BS. It's over. But it's still just, this is a guy who came up as a Dodger. Why you bragging like that? But another thing I really want to bring up is one local radio reporter, for some reason, defending Alex Cora, saying he's not portrayed as the guy I've known since 2000. A little weak. Ooh. I don't know why you go out of your way to defend him. If you feel good about your relationship with him, that's on you. Cool. You're also supposed to represent the Dodger fan base, and you should know, maybe read a room one time and know that people don't like the Astros. They don't like anything to do with the Astros. They'll boo them heavily, and deservedly. But don't defend one of their dudes after it just came out that he's bragging about cheating against the team that you cover, that you're a fan, that you wear, throwback jerseys to FanFest for.
No,
That's a
you hit the nail
that's a
on the
red
head,
X on
yeah.
the card right there.
I mean,
man.
the reality, Clint, is if there was one person from the Houston Astros that you would not want to defend, it would be Alex Cora.
Yeah.
I'm confident in saying that if Alex Cora did not exist, the Astros would not have cheated in 2017. It was a Beltran-Cora mission that they had, and then the players got involved. So, yeah, Cora, he had the 18 pitch at bat, hit the home run, da-da-da. He was a mediocre to bad Dodger, okay? Nothing moves me from his Dodgers playing career. I mean, to me, I just thought it was cool that his brother was Joey Cora. You know what I mean? That to me was the coolest part about being Alex Cora. But yeah, I mean, I think to me, Major League Baseball, if they ever did the right thing, it would be to retroactively take away the 2017 title from the Astros. And I hear Astros fans out there, why didn't you win Game 7 at home? My answer to that is you cheated and you couldn't even sweep. You cheated and the Dodgers still took you to 7 games. And I feel bad for you, Darvish, who had to live all those years. And people said they were stealing. He was tipping his pitches, and to me, I mean, I'm gonna wrap this up because I know I can go on and on this topic for days. But clearly, this wound is not healed, right? It's a scar you really always wear, the 2017 title. But I will say that no one's legacy was impacted more than Clayton Kershaw because he would have gone on to win the World Series MVP, and I think that he's in the conversation as the true GOAT for pitchers. So yeah, to me, it doesn't sit well with me. And I think Alex Cora, you should not be managing in Major League Baseball.
You got something?
On a lighter note, we got a super chat. MH again. I feel like
Thank
MH.
you, MH.
MH $49.99.
Holy hell!
Almost $50
Do you
from
sell
MH.
drugs? Can I get some?
I hopefully not. $50. He said, "Go blue."
Appreciate the hell out of MH legend. Hey, we gotta start that wall of fame on that back wall.
MH, Mr. Rasa,
Yeah.
Dan Schroeder,
I mean, there's so many great.
Carnivius.
Great. Great. Another one.
Another one?
Another one. Breaking.
MH, another $50. He said, "Fun for the 2 best Dodger broadcasters."
So I'm talking about
MH.
Joe Davis. Nope. Clint D-Mac.
Yeah, baby.
Awkward high five.
It's hard. It's hard. All right, I'll get back into talking shit about this whole Alex Cora situation, but we appreciate you, MH. We appreciate everybody for just hanging out and watching us either way, but whenever you do give us a super chat, it really makes us feel all tingly, and it's not a heart attack in this case, but...
Yeah.
Sorry, he said he wasn't a drug dealer.
Oh,
He's,
proud of you.
He's a director at a hospital.
Baseball's
Oh.
my drug.
Ooh, hey, I
MH,
got
my
this, like, I'm pretty sure I have a torn rotator cuff. Can I get hospitaled?
Ooh. Behind the
There you
scenes.
go.
Behind the scenes.
Clint's,
Hold on, wait.
Clint's
Listen,
shoulder
See if I
surgery.
get that click in there. Behind the scenes.
Doug, you have that rolled ankle, right?
Yeah, the rolled ankle's bad.
All right,
Rolled
hold
ankle.
on. This is very important things. I'm not done belittling a man. Radio reporter goes on to say Cora was one of the few Astros staff or players that took accountability and is actually remorseful for his part. Doesn't seem like it with this whole bragging about it thing. And I almost we laugh and have a lot of fun at Carlos Correa's expense. I almost feel like he's kind of took more accountability in doing like that interview. Like, you guys watch that thing again. It's not a bad interview. Like, he kind of drops a lot in there. The Carlos Correa.
the
Ken
Rosenthal?
You don't
Rosenthal,
know
yeah.
the facts.
The first, if you look at that interview,
Because it
you
wasn't
watch
a direct response to what Cody Bellinger
it was
said,
like
which was
19 minutes.
inaccurate. Yeah.
It was 19 minutes, like around that time. And the first comment that you'll read, it's like the top comment. This is one of the best interviews ever. If it was 40 minutes, I would watch all 40 minutes of it. And I totally agree. That is, it's such a like, what you're locked into the interview. You're just like, holy crap. Like, he is going on and on. And you're just like, shout out to Correa for that.
Yeah, he
though.
brought his facts to the fight in a way, for sure. But,
No, I mean, seriously.
Jim Crane never had held much accountability for the situation. He's fired 2 dudes, and they both got jobs pretty quickly again after their suspensions.
No, I
facts.
guarantee I'll interview anyone out there, but I would never have Alex Cora on this show because to me, look, I mean, I would look so you go on your show and then we're supposed to forgive the Astros for what happened in 2017 because he's on a show. I mean, to me, I think it's completely bogus. I think Alex Cora really is a scumbag if he said any of that stuff because, I mean, really, to brag about cheating to win a World Series, I mean, how can you defend that in any way, shape, or form? And I also think Dodger fans and Astros fans out there, of course, might tweet. I mean, I've had Astros fans DM me where they take my profile picture and they write, they write stuff on, I don't know, whatever. But anyways, Astros, it happened 7 years ago. It happened 6 years ago. Talking about, look, I search Titanic theories almost every single day, and that happened 110 years ago.
Man.
Okay, so like, don't tell me to get over the Astros cheating.
Drain the Atlantic.
That is factual. D-Mac does stay up late at night to watch.
He doesn't sleep. Let's be real.
4
I'm
a.m.
just saying, don't tell me it happened a long time ago. I can like there was HD TV then. I mean, come on, man. Like, YouTube was around. It wasn't that long ago. I mean, come on now. Like, I think that's a little ridiculous.
I've never seen Doug so passionate about this is the most passionate I've seen you about like something that you're angry at. You always talk with passion, but you're angry. You just called Alex Cora a scumbag. I've never heard you use that.
What's a more apt way to describe Alex Cora? I mean, honestly, yeah. I mean,
today's word of the day is scum bucket.
I mean, look, Alex,
you know Scum Bucket?
And
I bet you
it's
do.
fake, too. I mean, Alex Cora, anything he says publicly is all to save face. It's all to try to get a job. And yes, sure. I mean, is he a good baseball guy? I mean, what are the chances, too, that he's also in the 2018 Red Sox team that was also had controversial with the Apple Watch and things like that. So, yes, if the counter argument here is that sign stealing ran rapid and then all teams were doing that. Don't try to tell me that all teams had cameras that they were decoding signs in real time because that just was not the truth and the facts say otherwise.
Yeah, that's the whole difference. It's like, yeah, you can have a video team researching other teams and all of this, but they weren't being relayed in real time. Therein lies the difference. Whether the Dodgers were cheating, they were cheating on the level like most other teams have to try to get an advantage. You get somebody at second, you're going to try to relay signs. And in the video era where it got way out of hand because of Rob Manfred's watch and not being not the Apple Watch thing, I'm not talking about that, but like his leadership not being able to curtail the rampant spread of video and the ability to get an advantage, gain a competitive advantage with your video team and whatever they're able to do. Like, If one team was here, the Astros were up here when it came to cheating and their whole code breaker system. And again, directly relaying signs in real time to batters at bat facing a pitcher. No other team did that.
Yeah, I think that's all 100%.
Relaying signs from the dugout.
Yeah.
From an oddly fashioned, TV on a damn stretching bench on a massage table, in the damn, well down to the locker room. No team did have that.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think we should get Evan Drellich on this show instead of Alex Cora. I mean, Corey even said we already knew what everybody was throwing. They had the answers to the test, okay? It's like they're taking the SATs and they have it's like open book and they're just plugging in the answers as it goes. And I think if you're the Astros, what thing I wonder too sometimes is, yes, it's the Dodgers. Yes, it's one of the marquee flagship franchises in all of Major League Baseball. And also, of course, the Yankees were impacted as well. But if it was the Yankees in the World Series and it was another team, let's say it was the Giants or something like that, who also cheated in 1951, but oranges, cheaters were orange. But anyways, I digress on that. If it was the Yankees who were the victim of this and you had an owner like maybe a Jerry Jones or a George Steinbrenner who just said, no, we are not going to accept this. But I think the Dodgers, they kind of rolled with the punches a little bit. I think they let Ralph Manfred kind of run this and kind of do what he wanted to as far as the punishment goes. It just makes me wonder how, if the Dodgers were on the East Coast, if they weren't all, the friendly, nice, sunny California West Coast, if they have kind of laid down and kind of taken this and really not kind of fought to really have that World Series taken away. Because I'm not saying I want the World Series, I'm saying I want it taken away.
Don't worry. Just for you, like Doug loves to preach. What am I looking for here? Conspiracy theories, and like you always say, Rob Manfred. Just like the 2020 World Series champion Dodgers. They set up that fake bubble just for the Dodgers to win to make up. That's what you always say, right?
God, absolutely not. That
burn.
Hey, I want to see Kershaw to pray. That's all I gotta say.
That's embellishing.
Yeah,
having a good time, guys. Doug thinks the championship is real. Tell him.
I just want more.
Tell him right there.
I'm like Mookie. I'm like Mookie at his introductory press conference.
He can't even do it.
Championships with an S.
This is true.
Not
Well,
one,
guys,
not two, not three.
we
not
learned a
four.
lot here. Titanic was fake. Rebecca says
Facts.
bragging about cheating, amazing. It is. I would not necessarily, brag about cheating, but it's just me. JRM asks, who's more hated, Correa or Cora? This point, Cora. Right now,
He should be.
for sure.
He
Cora.
should be.
I think it's Cora, Altuve, Correa.
Got to throw Gurriel in there for being a racist POS. So.
Yeah, that's all right. He got that suspension, after the season.
Yeah.
Carnivorous activity. D-Mac is passionate about sign stealing and bicep day.
Hey,
Let's go.
Doug been in the gym, guys. Don't let the shirt fool you.
Yeah, no, he has them take it
P90X
in.
VHSs.
He has them take it in around the sleeve.
It's a schmedium right
Yeah.
there.
It's a schmeat. No, he gets
There's this new thing called
medium sleeve.
I started doing this new fad. It's called Tybo, and it's really working out for me, guys.
Tybo and what's
Billy
the other
Blanks.
one? Yeah, and he's on all keto.
Oh,
Atkins,
keto, yeah,
Atkins,
keto, yeah.
that's what it is.
I'm telling you, I'm on the
old people
ringworm
stuff.
juice from Fernando Valenzuela Jr. Man, let me borrow some.
Adam 818 says Mickey Mouse ring. I don't care if you get mad at me. Oh man,
Go get mad at him, guys.
We found Doug's burner.
Noah's burner.
Noah's burner.
Lando 390.
No, Verdugo's burner.
My Nando 390.
Yeah,
my wife
Verdugo's
and
burner, exactly.
my wife and her boyfriend had fun at Fan Fest. Always great. I forget. Is Adam 818 like? Is he a Padres fan? Or
No, I don't
he's
think
just
so.
kind of like a friendly troll, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Appreciate you. Super
Shout out
chat
Adam.
us, though.
Adam
Super
818.
chat us like that. Santiago hates Bregman a lot. That's a good one.
MH says, can't wait to.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to make sure it was an on the level.
Oh, yeah,
It
yeah.
seemed like it was going to be, like Noah might have tweeted it.
Oh, no,
a little
no.
problematic. Can't wait for the next live broadcast to start a pool fund for the Dodgers Nation team. Let's go. Wait, like we're going to get a pool? I already have a pool.
Okay, guy, just
Doug
ate.
doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to
I
swim.
wait 30 minutes after.
Doug
and
doesn't know how to swim, but
And I eat every
those are
29
all our
minutes.
thoughts on the things we
Yeah.
talked about today, guys. By the time we are broadcasting again, if we want to call this broadcast, by the time we're live streaming again, Dodgers players and pitchers and catchers will probably be reporting to Dodgers spring training camp at Camelback Ranch in Arizona. So I hope you're ready for Dodger baseball because it's about time. I know we all are. We are done with this offseason. Very done, but appreciate the hell out of y'all for hanging out with us all. Really appreciate MH. You're a legend here in the stream already. Thank you for all your comments. Thank you for all your questions. Thank you for tuning in. Find us on the internet, DodgersNation.com. Subscribe to Blue Heaven. We are a podcast on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play, Stitcher Radio, Pandora, Player FM, everywhere your podcasts are available for free. We are there. Amazon Music, find us there. And YouTube.com/DodgersNationTV. Hit the bell, leave a like. That's a huge way to show your support. We want to get to 175,000 subscribers by spring training.
1 million.
No, we just passed 61,000 subs, so appreciate you guys doing it all organically. No bots, just great content from D-Mac. So that's all I got. I am Real FRG on Twitter and Instagram. That guy is whatever your name is, DMAC_LA on Twitter and Instagram. That guy is Cody. Make sure you follow Noah Camrus. We want to get him to 1,000 followers on Twitter before spring training, or else I'm going to cut his legs off, and that's a promise. Guys, thank you, and we'll see you next time. Bye.